Hello, this is the week's trend. Black and white movies done after 1960s is something I hate. I hate it with a passion. It is only a gimmick made so that horribly unsecure reviewers can say, oh, it's so retro, it's a grand movie, what an awesome movie to make. However, I will argue that it is just pure gimmick, and if they would have had color from the beginning of movie making techniques, they would never have done a single black and white movie ever, except if anybody got terribly artsy. Why does this matter? Because this is one of the driving forces between one of 1998's best movies, Pleasentville. David and Jennifer, siblings, played by Reese Witherspoon and Tobey Maguire. He's a little bit introvert, he's a bit of a nerd, he's a bit of an outcast, and he lives his life through the television series Pleasentville. We will get to that in a second. Jennifer, on the other hand, she's a bit shallow, she's popular, she has no idea what Pleasentville is. Pleasentville is a TV show about the 1950s set in the town called Pleasentville. A very simple, small little town when, everything is gosh darn swell, as William H. Macy's character would say. Now he's going to watch a marathon of this. She's not too keen on it, and an altercation between the siblings results in the breaking of the remote control. But they get a new remote control from some kind of a magical being who delivers a remote control. Who is magical? Don't ask questions about it, it's not that important. It's just a plot device to get the thing rolling. Now, all of a sudden, the remote control takes them from their living room into the actual Pleasentville setting. They are in the movie. Am I the only one who thinks of this as the better version of The Last Action Hero? They're actually William H. Macy's and Joan Allen's. By the way, what a great casting decision. What a great casting decision. William H. Macy and Joan Allen just absolutely kills in this role. He's such incredible as this very stuck up but very nice 1950s guy who thinks everything is swell and all that good stuff. David, of course, knows all about the plot of Pleasentville. She does not. And he intends to, until we can figure out what's going on and how we get out of here, let's pretend to be their kids, let's go along with the act. So they do. Everything works out perfectly at the beginning, and he just feels at home in Pleasentville. However, she does not. She decides that she's going to break the rules a little bit. She goes along with date with some of the popular guys in school. So she decides once they get up to Lover's Lane, let's have sex. And so they do. He has never experienced this before because this is the 1950s, and sex was very, very no-no, especially on TV. And lo and behold, he turns into color. And he becomes another person. At the same time, inadvertently, Tobey Maguire does the same thing. Because he presents to a guy a book about art making, and he becomes a painter. He's played by Jeff Daniels, by the way. And he also turns into color. Soon, objects, people, and entire buildings start turning into color. Mostly the kids and the wives of their stuck-up 50s, husbands. This starts to cause tension between the black and white people and the colored people. Is Pleasentville going to die? David is a bit upset that they've turned his perfect 1950s world into something else by adding color into this dull mix. As the tension grows higher and the rulers of the city fears that Pleasentville is going to cease to exist as the best city in America. How is this going to play out for our heroes? Is Pleasentville doomed? Don't change that channel, folks. Stay tuned to find out what's going to happen in Pleasentville. 1998 was a bad movie year. Gosh, it was bad. It was bad. Gosh, it was bad. There has never been a time in movie history where more big, blockbusters completely bombed and were bad and horrible. There were exceptions here and there, but most good movies and most interesting movies who has lived on from the year 1998 has almost been exclusively indie movies, the slightly less, high octane, high concept movies that has survived. And one of the front runners of this new movement was Pleasentville. If you would have made this only in color, it would have been a really good movie. It would have been a great movie with great performances, fantastic story, interesting character arcs, an interesting setting. It would have looked very snug, it would have been a great movie, but it would not have made the top 10 of 1998. This one does, for a very specific reasons. It is because when you have gotten used to the black and white for a while, when they are in Pleasentville, and when people turns into color, and when object turns into color, it just leaps at you from the screen, and it is so powerful. This is proof, if proof has ever been acquired, why color is so important when you're making a movie. It is basically a character in itself. It is a storytelling device. Sin City is another good example at this. This makes the movie being one of the visually most impressive movies I have ever seen. I get goosebumps just thinking about some of the sequences when they're transitioning from black and white into color. It is amazing. This elevates the movie to an even higher level. In some cases, this also hides the fact that, in a sense, they make it a little easy for themselves, because it is a lot of the conflicts get resolved relatively easy and with relatively small stakes at the whole thing, but that's okay, I guess. If you've never seen Pleasentville before, it is a great movie. It's a fantastic movie. It has amazing performances, especially William H. Macy and Joan Allen. They are the standouts in this one. Some characters are a little bit too much of caricatures of the archetypes of the 1950s, but I'll let that one slip. It's a great movie about humanity. Sometimes the social commentary gets, a little knocked over your head with it, but it's okay. It is not perfect in any way. Some stuff is a little bit, why did that happen? But Pleasentville is a true gem of the late 90s, and if you haven't seen it already, what are you waiting for? While this movie is marketed as a drama comedy, I didn't find that much comedy in this one, actually, apart from maybe William H. Macy. It is a drama to maybe 90%, and the rest 10 is comedy, I would say. But it is an entertaining, visually amazing, and almost perfect movie. I give this one the rating of 92. It is a feel-good movie made absolutely correct, with the sappiness hacked away to the most part. Even though the social commentary is a little on the nose sometimes, they still pull it off fairly okay, I would say. So that was Pleasentville, one of the late 90s absolutely greatest movies. Next time, well, I'm gonna come to you from so-and-so reviewing such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.